This is a Tasmanian tiger. It's not really a tiger or a big cat. It's not even a canine. This apex predator is a marsupial. Do you know what else it is? Long extinct. The real story is a wild mix of evolution and human antics, but mostly humans, doing what humans do best. 12,000 years ago, Tasmania and Australia were BFFs, connected at the hip. Critters cruised between them like it was a wildlife highway. But then bam! Sea levels pulled a fast one, rising and cutting Tasmania off from the mainland in a massive plot twist. Tasmania's all like, freedom! It's got its own vibe, and its inhabitants start partying it up and developing their own styles. Enter the Tasmanian Tiger. Meet Mike. He's a Tasmanian Tiger, or Thylacine. So, he's the island party's jock. He's the king, but when all the other animals were scared of. Of course, Mike isn't scared of anyone else. Why would he be? Separated from mainland Australia, Thylacines became the apex predator of their new home in Tasmania. They adapted to hunt the island's prey, such as kangaroos, wallabies, and other small mammals. While the Thylacines' party went on for thousands of years, they evolved as unchallenged apex predators. But then, like a prehistoric reality show gone wrong, humans crashed the antics and sent the partied out Tasmanian tiger straight to bed. And by bed, I mean extinction. The island party scene winds down with a horse show as we fast forward to 1803 when the British arrived. The Brits weren't the first people to reach the island. Aboriginal Tasmanians beat them by tens of thousands of years, but the Brits carried with them a spirit of foreboding destruction, which would spell the end of the Tasmanian tiger. The Brits brought all sorts of new things with them. Tea and billowing Victorian-era mustaches? Well, yes, but nobody cared about those. But the British did ship along many animals, including sheep, for wool. And at that time, wool was still very valuable. These sheep led to the downfall of the Tasmanian tiger. Now, I know what you're thinking. Rabid sheep flocking across the island, tearing apex predators to shreds is a terrifying concept, genuinely, but that's not what happened. Thankfully, the real problem was the dogs the British brought to protect the sheep. These dogs had found a predator's paradise. The giant living treats and bones roaming the island meant these dogs left their jobs as livestock guardians and became hunters. Imagine you're a thylacine munching on some kangaroo along the plains, and then a dog turns up, and before you know it, you're dead. Yep, Mike was pretty screwed. Did the British settlers notice their dogs decimating an incredible animal? Of course. Did they stop it? Of course not. In fact, because the Tasmanian tigers were a threat to the sheep, the Brits actually put bounties on them, driving the hunting trade and sending them even further towards extinction. Back in the day, Mike had a confidence level that rivaled a toddler with a cape, fearless and ready to take on the world. But poor Mike didn't stand a chance when those settlers showed up with their traps and shiny sticks. In fairness, he stayed hiding in the bushes most of the time and wasn't exactly humanity's biggest threat. Still, you know what they say. It might look cuddly, but if in doubt, kill it and make it extinct. No one actually says that. Not only were there savage dogs tearing them to pieces every chance they got, but those dogs carried diseases. Diseases from lands far away. Diseases that the Tasmanian tiger couldn't protect itself against. These were wiping out the thylacine pups, meaning there was no way they could repopulate. The situation was getting really bad for Mike. But don't worry, there's still plenty of time for it to get much, much worse. Since the British realized the island was perfect for sheep farming, they needed to prepare the landscape and had stripped the lush and bountiful natural habitat into pastures and agricultural fields. The forests and plains that acted as Mike's hunting grounds and his only source of protection were destroyed, meaning Mike was stuck out in the open, more vulnerable than ever. And that was, in short, the end of Mike. Some conservation efforts were made in the early 1900s, but they were too little, far too late. Brits first settled the island in 1803, and the last wild thylacine was killed in 1930. The last known Tasmanian tiger died in captivity in 1936, making the species completely extinct. A few scientists believe thylacines may have survived in Tasmania's remote southwestern wilderness. As far as the world's concerned, Mike and his friends are all dead. Anyways, bye.